All set.
All set.
Congratulations, Stephen.
Thank you.
Just how do you feel?
Yeah, good. Something we've spoke about for a while now. We feel that we've had 3 top 6 finishes. We want to keep going. We want to keep building. We feel that we're right at the start again of another process of, I believe we brought 11 players in. So it's exciting. It's tough. It's always a tough job, but we believe with everybody together. Everybody. I always use the phrase, if it makes the boat go forward. We've got everybody at this football club, the directors at the football club, Jim Gillespie, Keith, who we have a really good relationship with as a staff in terms of pushing the club forward, and everyone's trying to do the same thing, is try and push it forward as quickly as we possibly can within our limits. And we don't have a magic wand, but what we have is a really good group of people, all wanting the same thing and all wanting the same thing for St Mirren. So that excited me. I still have the same enthusiasm for the job that I had when I first took it. That hasn't changed, and even more determined to try and be successful.
So that's 2028. Where do you see St Mirren, the club, being then? Is it just keeping it on the same kind of steady path, or do you have greater ambitions for that?
No, I think I'm a realist as well. What we have to try and do is make sure we achieve things more often than what was being done previously. The first time in nearly 40 years we were in Europe, and 38 years in the top 6. All those kind of stats have been spread out over the last 3 years. We have to build an infrastructure and a team and a process that allows that to happen a lot more often. We're building our fan base. There's a lot of good stuff being done off the pitch as well, which doesn't get seen by the staff in the background, and that's important to continue that and keep chipping away, keep pushing the club forward. And I wouldn't have signed if I didn't believe I had that backing of people in terms of the right direction of the football club, and I believe that's the direction we're going in.
In terms of infrastructure, I think we're going to make changes to the training centre and improve things there with ice baths and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we've done that over the last lot of months. To a lot of clubs, it's a given. You have ice baths, you have hot water therapy, you have massage therapists, you have all those kind of things that that helps the process of winning football matches. But we haven't had that in place. We've now been able to put that in place. When you walk into the training ground, you see a lot of improvement. It now looks like a Premiership training ground. Investment into the pitches, which was done last year. So all those things are being done slower than we all want them to be done, because we, as I say, we don't have a magic wand and a pot full of money. But with hard work and that direction and that push that we're all doing from top to bottom, then I see no reason why we can't continue to grow.
Is that kind of stability at the management level and on the board, does that make it easier to attract players or to bring some back, as in the recent case?
Yeah, I think that's testament to the football club, how players are treated, that they want to come back again. Personally, I always maintain a relationship with everybody that's left. Most of them, the vast majority, have left in very good terms. I try and treat people fairly, but it also says a lot about the football club as a whole, and the fans and the feeling that players get when they play for this football club. And everybody, as I've stated, from board down, try and push the club forward as best they can, and the players appreciate that.
I remember when Tony Fitzpatrick was speaking a while ago about he envisaged the club being a top 6 team for a while. A few people snidey comments at that. Now we're here, you are that. What's next? What's the next big step for this football club, do you feel?
The hard bit is to sustain that. We have sustained it for 3 years, but now in a longer term approach, that there will be times where we don't make the top 6, and there'll be reasons for that. Sometimes bad luck, injuries, whatever it may be. But our aims are to try and give that stability. As I said, be in the top 6 a lot more often than we have been previously. Have an infrastructure in place from academy up, that we're able to start producing our own players. And we've done a lot of work on that. We've now got Evan Mooney involved in the first team. We've got Fraser Taylor involved in the first team, and our loans have gone very well so far, the way we want to develop players. So our aim is to just keep developing this football club, trying to, the commercial side and all the off-field activities. Keith and his staff are doing a tremendous job. And the board, and I work closely with Jim Gillespie from the board in terms of the football side of things. John, the chairman, as well. I have nothing but support, and it's a good place to be. It's tough because we don't have the finances to get a ready-made product, and there's a lot of hard work, and the staff deserve so much credit for what they've done over the 3 years, and I believe the board have rewarded them for that.
In terms of the fans, the initial reaction to this news this morning is that they're delighted. that synergy you have with the supporters, I suppose it's a sense of they feel something special's happening at this football club, and that's why you've signed on. Should they be excited about the future of this club and buy into that special feeling that's currently around the place?
Yeah, I believe they do. What the fans are, they're realistic. It's a really good fan base, a really strong fan base that's growing all the time. The younger fans are just used to seeing top 6 teams now, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people tell them different in the fan base. But the camaraderie and the support we get. We didn't play particularly well last week, in my opinion, with the ball. But we had constant support from the terraces, and that's huge. That support and the growth of the football club is massive. The football club is built on fans, and when they see that they've got a group of players and a group of staff working as hard as they possibly can within hard parameters at times to give them a product that's enjoyable, they want to be associated with, then that makes it exciting for everybody involved.
I know the competitor and you would want to win a cup at this football club as well, but it doesn't come much tougher at the moment in terms of the draw you got against Hearts. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, look, it's a game we believe we can win. I don't go into any game believing that a draw is okay or a 1-0 defeat's okay. I believe that mentality's changed at this football club now. We know it's a tough game. I've got a lot of respect for Hearts as a football club and Derek as a manager, who's proven he's a top manager, no doubt about that. But we'll go against them. We play to the best of our ability. We've shown against all the top sides in the country that we're very, very competitive, and we need to be better than what we were last week in terms of on the ball. I believe, for my fault, that we give Motherwell way too much respect off the ball as well. So we will be better. There'll be better performances ahead, and also we don't want we want patience because of the amount of players we've signed. But in the cup you don't have patience. It's instant, and we need an instant performance and an instant result. And I'm not too bothered how we get through, but we will and have to find a way to get through.
Is that one of the steps in the progression and the ambition as well, Stephen, that cup competitions to go that step further in those as well? Yeah,
the cup hasn't been kind to us in terms of draws at times. We've had really, really difficult draws early on, and this is a tough draw, but it's one that I believe that we can win. I reiterate, we have to be at our best to do that, and our chance of silverware is the cups. The reality is we might not win the league every year, but we certainly have got an opportunity in the cup. You need luck, you need your form, and you need things to go your way, but that is certainly a top aim of ours this season.
Hearts obviously use, just in terms of recruitment, they use Jamestown's analytics as their system. What's your thoughts on that and how what kind of works for them?
Football's evolved, managers have evolved, and the way you recruit players has evolved, and everyone uses a certain level of data now I believe it's a really good identifying tool. I also believe you need the human eye, you need people with real expertise in the field to have an opinion and a process in place, and to have that level of data and expertise that Jamestown and Tony Bloom offer is fantastic. It's fantastic for the Scottish game. I was at the first game against Aberdeen, and Tony was there and celebrating goals, and I think it's good for Scottish football. I do believe that ultimately the people that know players will have the final decision on bringing players in, as happens at most football clubs, but you have to evolve with the times. You have to use every tool that you can to get players in, and we're no different. We use a lesser version of that, of course, financially, but we use data to identify people, and then it's up to John and his staff, and then it filters down to myself eventually with the best 4 or 5 players, and then I ultimately have the choice of who to bring in.
Just a word on the Rangers game. It was on, then off, now on again. Does that disrupt your plans, your thoughts on Rangers deciding to put it back on?
No, we're happy it's on. We want to play. We don't want a free week. You get enough time off for the international break, so that would have upset plans and sort of preparation. So no, we're very happy it's on, and we look forward to the game.
How's the squad? Any niggles from the weekend or whatnot?
Conor McMenamin's missed a little bit of training this week with a niggle, so we're not sure he'll be available. Also, Liam Donnelly obviously still making his recovery. Other than that, everybody should be. Malik's back fit again after a little bit of a flu, so everybody else available.
Sorry, who did you say was back this week?
Malik
Anyone else likely to be joining up? Any more surprises?
Not yet, no.
Any areas you're looking for? Because it looks as though you've got quite a breadth of squad, a strong squad already, but is there any areas you'd like to improve before we
Yeah, one more striker would be great. Yeah. I think every manager would say that, wouldn't they?
Exactly.
We'll see.
Anyone in mind?
Plenty.
Good luck, Carl.
Cheers, thank you.